This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of Capes and Lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Episode 69. Technical difficulties, but none of them involve Lilith Hellfire's bra. Let's get to it. Capes and Lunatics, episode 69 starts right now.
No technical difficulties yet, Philip.
What? They can't hold it? It cannot be contained. That's right. I am Phil. Joining me as always, that sexy beast on camera. Introduce yourself, Charlie Esser.
Thank you, Philip. Yeah, I knew you were talking about me. 'Cause I'm so pretty. Hey, it's Charlie, the Professor Esser. And living in Florida, living my vida loca, it's Bachelorette #1.
Hey y'all, it's Lilith Hellfire.
Yes. You certainly are the #1 Bachelorette in all of our hearts.
Chesty Hellfire. Who's all Chesty Hellfire, who's all excited that this was episode 69.
One of my favorite numbers. Cliche, but true.
About the number 69, it's evenly divisible by 3.
By 3? I thought by 2.
No, definitely 3.
It's not divisible by 2. That's the irony of the number 69.
Oh, good lord! All right, so where should we start? It's been a while since we've met because I did the interview last week, but
an amazing interview.
Scroll down, definitely.
Well,
see,
thank
we
you.
can read Philip on his own sometimes. He does all right for himself.
I honestly feel I get in the way. I don't ever want to do one again. If I could, I would rather just listen to Phil talk to these people. He is a master of it.
He's a fanboy. That's what makes it great.
Yay!
He's a fanboy.
He's not just a fanboy. He's an intelligent and respectful fan.
That's what real fanboys are. Not the whiny, complainy, gate-starting trolls that we talked about last week. Fanboys have a passion and they know. Take the word back.
I stay out of all that stuff. The comics gate stuff. But anyway, where should we begin? Oh, should we discuss the celebrity death?
Oh, speaking of episode 69 in porn stashes.
Burt Reynolds.
So bummed.
Yeah.
Smokey and the Bandit is like something you have to watch at least one. Like all of them. Not just the first one. All of them.
Even 3.
Even 3, even though he wasn't in it.
Yes.
You have to watch the whole. Yeah.
You get Snowman. Snowman gets to be the bandit. He was so happy.
He was. That's the best thing about that film. He was just like, yes, I get to shine.
It was like when every Robin first puts on a Batman suit. It's like, yes, I have arrived.
That is such a good analogy. and then the reality sinks in, and you're like, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake.
And of course, we got Buford T. Justice in that.
He was 82. He lived a good life, man.
Yeah.
At the end of his life, he went low profile, and that's living the dream.
And he got like a career resurgence at the end. He did okay. He did okay for himself.
I always remember. I actually have it somewhere. Is that Cosmopolitan he did?
Oh my!
I won't say where I got it from, but I do have it somewhere around here.
It's a collector's item.
It is.
Item. Yes.
I thought that. I was like, yeah, that's actually at the time perfect dude for it.
Yes. And of course, one of the hardest things about celebrity deaths is the other celebrity deaths that are going to get overshadowed by the certain other celebrity deaths. Bill Haley, who played Major Healy on I Dream of Jeannie. He also passed away today. Yes.
That is sad.
Yeah, so that's sad. And I probably mispronounced his name or got it completely wrong. But he played Major Reilly, and he was also on the Bob Newhart show. And he was a lovable comic staple, along with Tom Poston back in the day. And of course, meaning that they did similar level, not that they were ever in a show together that I know of, although they might have both been on. But actually, they both had a Bob Newhart connection, so they were.
Oh wait, is Bob Newhart still alive?
Yeah, yes. Bob Newhart is still alive. They killed off.
He's like the Millvale
Professor
White.
Proton.
You're just like.
That's right. They just killed off his character on The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, because they said, you know what? Let's just nip this in the bud. And I think they wanted to do the Yoda references. So,
yes, of course.
The dream visits. So it was something they did.
Bob Newhart should possibly outlive even The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, well, with any luck.
Him and Betty White are duking it out right now.
That is the Highlander movie that never was.
But I mean, I saw all these young kids online yesterday, or was it, or the day before? All these damn millennials. They're like, "Oh, I always confuse Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck." I'm like, "How dare you!"
Oh my god! Okay, so here's the thing about millennials. For the most part, they're 90s kids. So 90s kids grew up on 80s reruns, like after school. So there's no way you should be confusing Tom Selleck with Burt Reynolds. Those are just a-holes.
I'm like, you never saw Burt Reynolds on The Golden Girls? Come on.
Right?
Well, not only that, but
even Golden Palace.
Yeah, but he also had a 80s, he had a 90s career resurgence. You know, you should at least know him from Boogie Nights.
Didn't he have a TV?
I do have that movie on VHS, actually.
What was that TV show he was on? Was it Evening Shade or something?
Evening Shade, also a 90s show.
See?
So, yeah, but the 80s feel, there's kind of a difference.
Yes.
That's our bumper sticker.
Like children.
That's our bumper sticker. You have no excuse, millennials.
And not only that, but there were also lots of references to Smokey and the Bandit throughout all of TV history, including On My Name Is Earl. Which
oh my god, speaking of,
Yes. What was I going to say? Oh, no, totally lost it. Okay, there was something Burt Reynolds related that I wanted to bring up, but I have forgotten it, so we'll move right along.
Alrighty. Let's see, what else is up? Charlie, did you read that article I sent you yesterday about Superior Spider-Man?
No, I just saw the headline and... Yeah.
I mean, the good news is Superior Spider-Man, I guess, is returning in, December or something, but that Superior Octopus we were talking about...
is that going to lead into it?
Well, I guess, I thought that was an ongoing, the Superior Octopus, but then the article was saying something about a one-shot or something.
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't know.
Well, I think that the Superior Octopus was maybe... it's hard to do a villain-centric story where he's still using the guise of the villain,
We were having this discussion about Venom, about how his limited series just could not help but have so much Spider-Man in it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's a framing device, it was a lot of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, Spider-Man is the connective tissue for these people. Like all supervillains, they do have an obsession with their heroes that...
But Spider-Man is more obsessed with Venom than Venom, like, in particular, Lethal Protector. He's a little more obsessed.
Yeah. Yes, but of course, Ock is obsessed with Spider-Man.
Yes.
Which would be why he takes on the mantle again as well. If he does,
I wonder if it's gonna be like the same suit, or if he's gonna make it more derivative,
Who knows?
We'll just have to wait and see for our October surprise.
Well, yes. October is Superior Octopus, I believe. No, I think Superior. What is it? Yeah, they think it's December or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll have to see what happens.
That freaking Spider-Geddon.
It's been a slow pop culture week.
Are they waiting for?
Which is weird because we're gearing up for New York Comic Con.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is everyone holding their stuff now for New York Comic Con? When is that? Is that
the first weekend in October? It's when Arrow. It used to be the Arrowverse used to premiere, but now the Arrowverse is all messed up. So, thank you, Sunday nights, which is an interesting experiment for the CW that I'm ready to see crash and burn.
Oh, Supergirl on Sunday, yeah.
That's not a good look.
Speaking of Supergirls or Superwomen, did we see our scrolls?
Yes! The Captain Marvel images, yes.
I am
a little sketchy for me, but I just have to see how it is on video, actual video. Sometimes photos don't always belie what video does. So.
No, I agree. I think that a lot of times the especially when you get into lighting, because sometimes it's they got to tweak it. They got to put on the filters and Instagram it. And,
CGI.
Yeah. I was not impressed by the look of the scrolls. Also, I don't know whether the scrolls were coming out of the water, aquatic-based scrolls, but maybe that's going to be their tie-in for Namor.
Oh,
if only.
Slip some Namor in there, steal some Aquaman thunder.
I would die. I really would. That would be awesome.
When does Aquaman come out?
December.
Oh, it's going to take my birthday month? Come on!
Aquaman. Oh, please.
I mean, I told you, it's a beautiful shot movie. It's just a poop plot and poop acting. Much like Wonder Woman. There, I said it.
See, it's your birthday. Ask them if they can turn the sound off in the theater.
You know what? The funny thing is, the movie Charlie and I are going to talk about later today, it was me and my friend. We were the only ones in the theater when we saw that. Oh. It's an experience to be like only two people in a theater watching a movie.
Yeah. Actually, because Maz just texted to say he has the flu.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah, so
we'll reschedule. But I can talk about that movie. That movie was.
Oh, no, I'm really excited too. That is what the movie we're talking about is. Sorry to Bother You, which is like up there with Soylent Green when you talk about dystopic visions of the future. In that it is 100% believable and disturbing. Yeah, it's a good film. And I have a fan theory on it.
Save. Yes.
Gotta save it. I want to talk this fan theory because it really can change your perception of the entire film.
Yeah,
as they make a Sorry to Bother You 2, Electric Boogaloo. They may want to use my fan.
Like, would they really do that? I don't know, because the director who he is, Boots Reilly, he's kind of like unpredictable, obviously. So he could just leave it and just leave us on, tenterhooks.
Yes, well, if you want your tinter hooked, this is certainly a place to get it hooked.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I hate this time of year because the movies are just it's nothing. So nothing to talk about, nothing to look forward to forever until October.
Well, next month's probably gonna be like all horror movies and stuff.
Yeah, it's October and like January, February for horror movies, unfortunately.
And Venom.
Yes, Tristan
which is really a horror movie, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. Tristan is so excited about Venom. He also wants us to go see The Nun. I am not impressed by The Nun.
The Nun?
He wants to see it. They say it's based on these other creepy films. He loves a jump scare. That's why he loves Five Nights at Freddy's so much.
Yeah, October is my favorite month because I love horror movies. I don't really necessarily like Halloween, which is weird because I like cosplay, but I don't really like Halloween, but I love horror movies. So it's my excuse to just sit home and binge watch them.
Oh my.
What else you got for us, Gelman?
Reach. I don't know. Much in the way of news. So you weren't impressed with Captain Marvel, or?
I wasn't impressed with the scroll.
The scrolls. Okay. I'm very curious to see what CGI effects they add and how they tweak it.
Yeah, and as I recall, I'm usually very disappointed by the first Entertainment Weekly images.
Usually, I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a thing for me. Although there was a point I recently did make online, and everyone's like, oh, obviously everyone's coming back from Infinity War because all these characters are dead. But the fact of the matter is, all these characters do have in-world replacements.
We were just talking about that. Yeah, I was like, I don't think that they would go full like that, but I know a couple of people can't possibly be coming back.
I don't think they would have gone with such a young actor as Tom Holland if they were going to do that, but I could see maybe when Tom Holland ages out, maybe they bring in Miles Morales.
No, but what I would love
I don't
to
think Tom Holland's aging out for a while, though.
Well, like 10.
He's like, what, 21 and he looks like he's 15?
Yeah, but they have like
so many conflicting...
Yeah, but they have long-term plans, or, say 10, 15 years from now, he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Look at Robert Downey Jr. Who's turning down that sweet, sweet Disney money? Nobody wants to turn down that sweet, sweet Disney money.
Exactly. They can send Peter Parker off to college. They did it in the TV series. They can do it in the movies too, and the comic books even. Maybe this time he'll actually get his freaking degree. Because
I know.
Gotta teach kids to stay in school. But what I was actually gonna say about all that, I would love to see in Avengers 4 it opening up with, Shuri going through the right of the Black Panther, and maybe you see Miles in New York trying to contain things, like as the world goes into chaos. You open up with that like we saw at the end of Ant-Man, of that emergency broadcast single message, and then all of a sudden you see Luke Cage come out and lift something off somebody. And you see Miles Morales Spider-Man. And
what are they going to do with
how
these
the world's
Netflix
adapting.
shows? Now that the streaming service is coming out pretty quickly.
But don't they have some kind of legal arrangement with Netflix? Yeah, I don't know if they can get out of that.
Like the way that they're shortening Iron Fist and all this, it feels like they're trying to put a bow on a couple of things.
Well, they're going to put a bow on it, but that doesn't mean... essentially...
It's Iron Fist, too.
Yeah,
but it was an improvement, but season 1 was an absolute atrocity. So
I know.
But what I'll say is, just because even if the show jumps networks, quote unquote, for example, Netflix can still be the production partner on a show that first airs on the Disney Network.
True.
That's not unheard of. I mean, the fact of the matter is that Disney's got its fingers in a lot of pies. So. For example, they're continuing on with the Disney streaming service, even though they already own Hulu now.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's about niche markets and, your branding in that one place. Because, I don't really like Hulu's interface, and it's a little, sketch to find stuff. Yeah. So that Disney streaming service is really easy, and it's for the kids, mostly,
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is they're also probably looking at it as like, look, it's a Disney streaming service.
Disney!
How Marvel do we want it to be? Because even though they do have because they originally bought Marvel to be sort of their boys' princess line. Mm-hmm. That was their original thinking behind buying Marvel. They said, hey, we need, what do boys want to be if they don't want to be a princess? They boys want to be superheroes. So, okay, so buy us some superheroes. The Marvel Studios, which was already in place, sort of built out its own universe as well, and now it was like, well, this is also really profitable. So making a single Disney streaming service does not mean the Marvel shows will be on Disney.
Exactly, yeah.
Basically, I would expect, like, maybe their more family-friendly fare is going to be there, and I think the movies are still going to be theatrical with runs throughout Netflix and everything else, and, just because they have that relationship.
It's a tense relationship at this point, though. I will say that.
Well, they had their chance. It's like this. The question is, can you remain friends with your ex? I think Disney and Netflix can remain friends with your ex. Maybe you can't remain friends with your ex.
You got to move forward. Burn that flame, set it on fire, and move the hell on.
Can you remain friends with your ex?
No.
Well,
no.
I can say I have remained friends with some of my exes because in the end it wasn't acrimonious.
Okay.
And that's the thing. I don't think Netflix and Disney was ever acrimonious. It was literally like, we want this, well, we don't want to give you that, well, we want to give you this much money.
They were friends with benefits. We get it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Wasn't that
here's what I'm going to say. Disney has a lot of suitors. Doesn't mean they don't have favorites, And it's like they may go back and they'll say, we do some good Netflixing together, Even though they're competitors, they, And as they say, it's yes.
I was going to say, speaking of digital, I believe that DC platform drops goes online next week.
Well, I hope someone picks it up afterwards.
I'm so like nervous and terrified. Like, I'll just be honest. I do not want to pay the money. I've just been putting it off.
Well, Titans doesn't even start till next month, so I mean, it's going to be just watching the old stuff and reading comics for like a month. So,
which I have all the old stuff and tons of actual physical comics, and digital comics. So it's just like
we'll see what the interface looks like then.
Yeah, I don't know about the digital comic platform aspect of it. I mean, I guess if you get the idea that you want to have that aspect of it on your phone, but I don't know.
The back issue though, it's just like with Marvel's, deal. So
yeah. Well, from what I understand, I guess Marvel Unlimited is, as with all things, still going to be much more comprehensive than the DC.
Yeah, I mean, they have to catch up, but they do have that, that 3 month or whatever it is?
Yeah, everything's like a couple months old or older on Marvel Unlimited, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
But Charlie, I know you were talking about it. Are you going to get that DC universe or no?
He's got better things to spend his money on.
I was going to say, what? I was going to say,
when was I talking about it?
I thought on Super Connectivity 200, scroll down.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe I said. Well,
he's like,
I'm doing a free trial at least.
Are they doing Ambush Bug a show?
With Elsamon writing and directing.
Not yet.
They're doing Ambush Bug TV show on there.
Oh, did you see? Speaking of that Doom Patrol show? I mean, we talked about. We talked about Brendan Fraser being Robot Man, but did you see who's playing the big villain, Mr. Nobody?
Oh, who's the villain?
Alan Tudyk.
Shut the front door. Good for him.
Wow.
Your buddy from Powerless. Hey.
Wow.
Firefly. That's what everybody knows.
Well, Charlie on Powerless.
Yes. Sorry.
We don't talk about Powerless.
Tudyk, and I was just thinking he must be very popular.
He is.
Episode 69.
Yes, well, there we go. It just popped in my head right there. Anyway, speaking of all of the... so that's why I said I might have to get it, because I was actually interested in that Doom Patrol series and the return of Brendan Fraser to superhero fiction. Why DC is only now getting to Brendan Fraser? Goodness only knows.
Oh, and did you see...
He was holding out for more mummy money, honestly, is what I heard. And then he also had a little hiccup where Hollywood didn't want to deal with him, and now we're over it, and we're going to see a nice little resurgence for him.
I'm just saying that should have been your Superman there.
No. You know, who I think would have made an excellent Superman and still might is, God, now I forget his name, but he played in Blue Collar, Matt Bomber. I know why they don't want to do it, but they should do it anyway. Perfect Superman. Total look, total package. Can act, and he can sing, and he has a natural six-pack. That's all I'm saying. And he won't want Superman to have a hairy chest. That's all that I'm saying.
Oh, but hey, speaking of Doom Patrol, did you see who they cast as the Chief? I know they were talking to Kelsey Grammer, but they didn't go with Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, who'd they get instead?
Former James Bond Timothy Dalton.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take.
Oh, am I about to get a Timothy Dalton can get it drop?
No.
Okay.
Kelsey Grammer can get it. Timothy Dalton. Yeah.
I loved him in Hot Fuzz. That's what I'll say about that.
Yeah.
Timothy Dalton, from Flash Gordon to Hot Fuzz, that man has a career. And it was a good one, honestly. I liked him as Bond. I'll say it. I will say that. I liked him as Bond.
He has his Bond fans. I mean, what do I know? I like Pierce Brosnan as my favorite Bond, but I'm a millennial, so
Yeah, well, Pierce Brosnan was supposed to be Bond, but then he couldn't get out of the Remington Steele contract, so they went with Timothy Dalton. And then Timothy Dalton just kind of never recovered from being the second choice for Bond. But I think had he been a first choice for Bond, he would have been fine. But, fans be fanboying and fangirl.
Yeah.
Now people are mad because, what's his name wants to be Bond.
Blonde, as we call it in the fandom.
What?
We deal with it.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. I think he said,
Never gonna happen.
Well, You know, they said that about Jodie Whittaker too. So, you know.
Why not? I think they should. I don't know.
I mean, I'm here for it, but I kind of just need him to be Jon Stewart, so I need him available.
Like he
I need him available.
Like he can't do both.
That's an interest in him not being Bond right now.
One, why can't he do both? And two, you really want to wish the DC universe on him, Will?
I mean, he does have a little repenting to do for his sinful ways, so I figure that's the perfect way.
Yeah. You know, the most annoying thing to me about, like, someone who was recently making a whole thing about, you know, I love Idris Elba, but he shouldn't be Bond because, you know, Bond went to Eton. And, you know, as if there weren't black kids who go to Eton in modern day. Right? It's like, you know, no, actually, yes, maybe in the 60s you had that argument that there weren't black kids at Eton.
I guess they don't believe in the Bond sliding time scale or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and if you were setting them only in the 60s, except Bond clearly exists in a post 9/11 universe. So.
And why don't they update this? You don't even need sliding time. Why don't we just say James Bond isn't a real name? It's the code name. It's the code name they give to like their top, you know.
And that's the fan theory that's never been confirmed.
Yeah. Except the only problem with that is why do later Bonds visit his wife's grave?
Out of respect, and there's always a secret stash of crap. There you go. Fine. Q, that's the secret meeting spot for Q where he hides stuff, you know.
Yes.
There you go. You can always stand away to good theory. That's the thing, especially in a universe like Bond's universe. So.
And you know these spy movies, they fake the gravestones.
Yeah, I know, but I just, you know, I mean, honestly, I prefer a sliding time story rather than, you know, basically my problem with the idea, it's sort of like it turns Bond into Captain America, and then you immediately have to say, well, what about the evil Captain?
Or we can just Doctor Who it, and it's just regeneration secretly. Secretly Bond's another doctor out there. There you go.
Yeah. Well, for whatever reason, Gallifreyans love modern day England. So
But if you do it, the whole thing is like James Bond is like this like program, then it's like, yeah, you can't bring in like an Idris Elba, and then maybe you can even bring back like, you know, Pierce Brosnan is like the guy they threw the, you know, they used and threw to the wayside, so you could get like a Bond versus Bond fight or something, you know.
Now we're getting into Mission Impossible territory. We'll just leave. I'll say, for as much as I don't like Tom Cruise, I am continually impressed that Mission Impossible franchise actually improves every single time. Like, I'm not even going to be a hater on that.
Hail Xenu.
Shut your mouth. No, like, I'm not too far from headquarters in Clearwater, so I have to be nice.
Don't hit on poor old Xenu. You know, he's no more ridiculous than any other Skyfather. Even you, Odin. Even you.
Maybe even more so.
Mix Scientology and that cleavage, you're looking at your next superstar right here, people.
Thank you, Phil.
Anyway, let's talk comic books, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, I read a couple of those this week.
You did?
Wow.
Look at Charlie.
Yes. Well, digitally, but yeah.
Hey, yes!
It counts.
Yes. I have to say, was not impressed by Deadpool because it was filler, and they did a whole toss of at the end. Oh, you know, Time Storm's just going to reboot all this stuff. Although I guess it's implied that no, it doesn't. Deadpool, you don't know what you're talking about.
The whole weird world thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping for more from Weird World. I was actually really disappointed on a lot of levels. One of the things I was hoping for was that actually Steve, the accountant, would have actually been Dr. Druid or had some ties to Dr. Druid, and that's how a guy from Staten Island got to Weird World.
I mean, but it is, you know.
Well, they kept saying Steve Buchanan, and I just in my head I kept hearing Pat Buchanan.
Oh my god!
Honestly, it was a weird set of choices they did with that. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's Deadpool. They're always making weird choices.
You know, I don't know how long Jennifer Kale's been the queen of the Swamplands in Weird World, or the, you know, multiple man things. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know when she got in the Weird World, but I mean, she was even around. What was it? At least in the 80s, like with the swamps, the tied to the swamp thing, and like this, you know, the swamp in Florida. But yeah, I don't know when she.
Yeah. No, yeah, she's... Man-Thing's the good one. That's how you remember.
Man-Thing.
Man-Thing's the one that's not a knockoff.
Boy,
everything's a knockoff of something because nothing is truly original.
But who's getting their own series, TV series though?
Second one.
Well, second one.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to argue it. Doesn't mean it's good though. That's all.
Sophisticated suspense. It's okay, Charlie. We have established Charlie doesn't like sophisticated suspense, and that's okay.
Oh, Lilith, that's the question I had. They're going to go with the Swamp Thing series. Are we going to get a guest shot by Matt Ryan?
If they don't, they're ridiculous. I say make Matt Ryan the connective tissue of all the multiverses.
I mean, honor it, man. That's where Constantine first appeared.
Nobody's going to accept anybody else as Constantine until he's gone. So you just have to embrace it.
He's going to be like
the fans what they want.
He's going to be like the Kevin Conroy of Constantine. Yeah.
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 Mark Hamill of Joker. Let's just be honest. Did anybody read cover number 1 by Brian Michael Bendis?
Nope.
Nobody supported him. Shame on you. I actually did pick it up. I like the premise because it's ridiculous enough to be true. Honestly, in the world that we live in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know the
premise?
So basically, in say the CIA, NSA, they say, hey, comic book creators, they go to all these cons all around the world. Wouldn't that make a great cover for an operative? And that's the premise of it.
Oh, so it's Condor Man. Disney's first superhero film.
And he says it's kind of sort of based on a true story, sort of. Which is funny because I don't know. Yeah, do you guys know the show Burn Notice?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
That is actually the creator was actually kind of, well, he couldn't confirm nor deny, but kind of sort of in that world. So, and we get a lot of stuff, a lot of people that do sort of loosely based on true stories in the intelligence world. So I kind of dig those stories. I actually kind of liked it.
Yeah, but it's very easy to say it's based on a true story when we cannot confirm or deny anything.
Exactly. That's why it literally says sort of. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing for it. It's like, oh, yeah.
I mean, there's journalists who have been, and are probably still to this day, that, work for the CIA, NSA, and stuff like that, too. Like, we find stuff up like that all the time. So it wouldn't be surprising, is what I'm saying.
It wouldn't be surprising. I just, what was that Coen Brothers film with the CIA bureau chief who's writing his memoirs and everyone gets murdered as a result?
Oh, I don't know.
With George Clooney and...
all I can think of is Brother Where Art Thou?
It's a great film. I'm trying to remember what it was called. But it was the Coen Brothers spy thriller, and that should just tell you everything you need to know about it.
It does.
It had J.K. Simmons as the actual CIA director guy in it, and it is just Google that spy film. And also what's his name? John Malkovich. J.K. Simmons,
whoa.
George Clooney,
How did
Brad
I not
Pitt.
see this movie?
It is just a fantastic film, and I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but it is just such a great, the Keystone Cops meet James Bond is how I might describe it. It is just a great film, and it's just thinking of all the stuff in it right now, but yeah. And George Clooney is phenomenal.
There's another Bendis book I need to talk about. Now, look, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm just going to be very transparent. I'm going to support Michael Brian Bendis in everything that he does, except for Superman-related stuff. I want him gone. He can do something else. So please join me in my quest to get Brian Michael Bendis off of Superman and support all his other stuff. Please, I'm begging you.
Okay, so you said there was Cover, and then what was that other one that came out?
United States versus Murder Inc. #1. Now, I actually like this one. He did, the art is by Michael Owen. Oh, I'm going to butcher. Owen. Yeah, it's a weird last name. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's about organized crime, the 5 families. And I don't know, like, I was obsessed with John Gotti as a young kid, like that whole case and everything. So kind of like scratches my itch. I feel like he's like into like true crime and murder, and so it's like I'll support that. Just get off of Superman. Everything else I will support. Just leave Superman alone. Give him back to Tom or somebody.
So you're saying, what is it, all that Jinx World stuff is way better than his Superman stuff?
To me it is, at least.
Okay. But you're saying it's worth a look?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Is there any
Like I said, I like
consensus
Twitter.
on the Superman stuff at this time? Is he being appreciated by the critics or fans?
The
Or
critics,
is it-
yes, but they're paid. And the fans, it's split 60-40.
Okay, so it's like any other
That's what I've
Superman book.
noticed.
I don't know the last time I saw someone really happy about a Superman.
Then you don't listen to the Krypton report.
I was gonna
Oh.
say. I mean, Tyler's so upbeat about it. Like he takes his strides. Like I take personal offense if you murder the character of Superman. Like you're just kind of dead to me at that point. Like I can't. Like he's such an easy character to write for. Like there's so many things you can do with him. And I know everybody has that urge to want to put their own stamp on him and everything, but you still should do that in a way that rings true to who that character's been this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm a burn girl, so like I came in at that perfect time, and that's just kind of hard to top. So.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like when I started too.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still waiting for a good Clark Kent comic book.
Clark.
I mean, Smallville.
I loved Smallville.
No, they actually had like a graphic comic. It's 64 pages long, and I'm surprised they never made a volume 2, but that was actually pretty good. And then also the Smallville season 11, if you want to get into like a lot of good Clark stuff.
Oh, that comic, yeah.
Yeah. Season 11 is actually pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I know they had it. I'm just saying, I would like to see the Clark Kent Ace Reporter book,
Well, my girlfriend Lois Lane, and then just pretend like it's Clark, because basically that's what it was.
Yes. Well,
it
yeah,
ran forever.
I'd love it, but that's the thing. I'm saying new stuff. Yes, I know the Lois Lane book. I've read many of those issues.
Well,
Just imagine Clark.
right now Bendis has a stranglehold on everything Superman, basically.
But I would love.
Super Sons came out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Adventures of the
Did you
Super
read it?
Sons number 2. I read it. Yes.
For whatever it's worth, they're kind of loosening his grip because they've spent too much on it. It was
Yeah, because they're coming out with
Bendis was an
Supergirl
impulse
too.
buy. I think we just should admit to all of ourselves that Bendis was an impulse buy.
He wasn't an impulse buy. He has dirt on somebody somewhere that's so terrible that we have to have like 8 books by him and he gets Superman. Like that is unheard of, and it's something fishy about that.
Well, they probably paid a lot for. They probably paid a lot for him. So,
They did pay a lot for him, but
they're going to get their money's worth.
suspicious.
Yeah.
It's suspicious. Is all that I'm saying.
I
I smell a real world conspiracy. Is all that I'm saying.
don't know. I always say never assume conspiracy where stupidity provides a perfect.
Oh.
I don't know. It's so stupid that it has to be a conspiracy in this case.
But did you like it?
I actually did. I'm like kind of bummed that the time frame that it's in.
Yeah, because it's before the Bendis stuff.
First issue and the next 10. I'm gonna savor it, and maybe if they buy enough, we'll get to see Super Sons again.
Should I spoil the last page?
Yes, please do.
Okay, everyone. Spoiler alert. At the last page, we get Superboy Red and Superboy Blue.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting. Oh, that's right. This is what is this where they're fighting the little Legion of Doom or something?
Yeah, and we get kind of the origin of where these little.
get this.
And we kind of get
Did
the
wanna
origin
get
of where those little Legion of Doom kids come from.
The little Legion. Where are they from, Philip?
They're like aliens who are obsessed with like all Earth and like all its culture and stuff. And
So they're
like those
fanboys.
gangsters from the Star Trek episode.
Yeah, oh my god, kind of.
Yeah,
but they're kids.
But they're kids, and so it's like Charlie X meets
So
the
it's
gangsters. That's cool. It sounds fun. I would.
Oh, yeah, it was
enjoy that.
good.
It sounds like
Yeah, I think
it sounds
you
like
would
something
enjoy
Charlie
it.
Esser would like.
They did the thing. I didn't have to hit the button.
Yeah.
It's something Charlie Esser would like. Let me just put it to you that way.
There we go. Yeah, it does sound like that.
Okay, you know what? I want to get your thoughts on Charlie Lilth. I don't know if you read it. Immortal Hulk number 5.
I actually did. I told you I'm really feeling Immortal Hulk. I am.
Yes.
What did everyone think about the big surprise? Again, spoiler alert. The entity that possessed Sasquatch was Banner's dad.
Do you think it's really Banner's dad? Because he makes this point about, this creature wears our souls like a mask.
All the best cowboys have daddy issues, Charlie. So yes, I believe it.
I'm just thinking that it's, it is Banner's dad, or maybe it's going to go back that no, Banner's dad was like its first host.
Ooh.
And that's why Bruce became a Hulk, not a cancer-ridden corpse after the gamma bomb explosion.
Oh, maybe that's why he's immortal now too. Because is he like part demon or something?
Something. I mean, anything is possible. The Green Door. I thought that was interesting where we get Jackie McGee's origin in that.
Oh yeah.
That she wants to be a Hulk too, or something like that. Yeah.
Have you seen what happened to my cousin?
Yeah, and it's honestly a lot of people seem to be very pro. I mean, honestly, she's doing okay. Oh, she's got a little grumpier now. It's like she's bigger and grumpier now. I'm waiting for that fight, quite frankly. She-Hulk versus Immortal Hulk.
Ooh.
Because the
I guarantee you, there's some fanfic about that out there.
Yes, I know. We all read Old Man Logan. Do not write your fan fiction in our universes, Mr. Millar. Oh, gods. I at least had the good sense to know that is why Superman and Supergirl would never get together,
Oh my.
I mean, there's fic of that too. Don't lay your human genetic morality on those two. They're Kryptonian. You don't know. I'm kidding.
And yes, we all know Alan Moore did go there, which is the other reason that book never got published.
Your weekly Alan Moore. Your weekly Alan Moore rants brought to you this week by the number 69.
I'm just saying. Well, he deserves to be on episode 69. Really, the guy he's a bit obsessed. I don't know what it is. It's like
you're obsessed.
I'm obsessed with his obsession, and that nobody calls him out on it. That's what bugs me about Alan Moore. It's like nobody calls him out. Like, dude, not everything is sex. That shouldn't be all of your character's primary motivation.
Freud would like to have a word with you. Did you read Green Arrow this week, Philip?
Yes, I did. What did you think?
I just feel like this is the TV show, and you know how I feel about the TV show at this point. Like, I'm hyped, and I really wanted to like Julie and Shauna Benson, like I do, but I mean, and it's like Kate Spencer, really? Why?
But yeah, I could see. Well, I like the character, I guess. Yeah, I could see this as an episode of the TV show. It's like, yeah.
It's like too sidekick oriented, and I'm just not here for that. You know how I feel about when Ollie gets sidelined.
The Citizens is going to take down the corrupt 1%, including Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
He oughta.
Oh!
I mean,
no one is more corrupt than superheroes.
Myself, but I don't know. I don't like when Oliver's sidelined, so
yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. That's the other thing that's going to bug me. First it was the Flash last season in prison. Now it's going to be Green Arrow in prison on TV. It's like, come on.
But it's Supermax. It was meant to be.
You're true. Oh, Lilith just wants those naked fight scenes.
It's not going to be naked, obviously. I mean,
well, it might be, but they just might not show everything. They're not going to show everything, but it might be implied.
I they're going to give Oliver a toilet.
Oh! He's a rich guy. Of course they are.
Watch for it, kids, because, I want to
they
get
have
their little
showers,
plastic
so
cell.
we're going to assume they have a toilet.
Do we know they have showers?
Yeah, it's a shower fight in the prison.
Okay.
That's
So
what they're taking past the plumbing's there.
He's a rich guy. He was the mayor. Of course he's going to get a toilet. I know it's DC,
so it's not a Supermax prison. It's just
it's probably rich
Supermax. It's
Supermax.
not a Marvel Supermax where it's just clear.
A hole in the ground.
Marvel Supermaxes, they send you to the negative zone. They just take that not in my backyard to its ultimate extension.
All right. I have to bring it up. Lilith, did you read Batman 54?
I thought it was okay. Okay, like everybody's going gaga for it, but I'm still on the fence about it.
Well, they're setting up, the history between Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson because
it's
what's
coming. He's moping about his parents all of a sudden too. Okay.
Well, they're doing this because they're doing, I don't know, what is it? Dick Grayson's gonna, I guess Bane's taking out a hit on Dick Grayson and it's gonna get shot in the head, and I don't know if it's gonna be partial amnesia or something. Or
Of course it's gonna be amnesia. It's a comic book. What else is it gonna be? He's gonna die.
You know what they're doing too, because the Titans show is coming out. They're gonna try to distance Dick Grayson from Bruce Wayne a little bit. We're gonna get our Batman.
Not everything has to, this is what they don't understand.
I know.
This is what drives me insane. And I mean, you would think that they would have learned their damn lesson from the whole Brave and the Bold situation, which takes years to get back to a good place with Batman. I'm just saying, they don't learn their lesson, and so it's just like, you get everything that's coming to you, DC.
The big two have been doing this since, X-Men in 2000,
Which was a horrible mistake. Everybody, can almost universally agree about that?
Yeah, the movie comes out, and then all of a sudden the X-Men have to wear black leather. Yeah.
Why? And this is why cartoons of superheroes will always be better. It's easier to stay true to the character, just saying.
I just want the Avengers to go back to wearing flight jackets. In Avengers 4, I want all of them in their little Avengers jackets with the logos over their costume.
Who's going to carry the photon sword?
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Ronan.
I guarantee you they don't even give him that interesting. He's just going to be the guy with arrows still. You're like, we left you around because you're useless.
Oh!
No, I'm kidding. I love Hawkeye. It's the only thing I like Jeremy Renner in, so he needs to stay around so he doesn't try to make other movies or more Angel episodes.
Good Lord.
Are they going to make more Angel episodes?
I wish that's instead of the Buffy revival, reboot, whatever they want to call it, they should have done Angel, because David's not, I guess they can't now, but they had a chance where everybody involved did not have our project, about 2-3 years ago. Nobody had our project, and they missed that window.
Yeah, well, I was very disappointed when they did the next season in comic book form, because I did not like their resolution to the final battle story.
It was, and honestly, Joss has admitted that it was kind of thrown together, and that's why he kept doing it to kind of apologize to the fans and make it more interesting and explore relationships that we didn't get to see for whatever reason. I actually personally like the spinoff of Angel and Faith, because I really like their relationship. I think that's actually the best comic book in the Buffyverse comic book universe. So yeah, but I wasn't too pleased with it either.
Yeah, well, mostly it's just bitter grapes because I liked my fan theory and he had his own fan theory. It's how dare you not have my fan theory? So
Joss is a little stubborn, and it is his fault that he pushed the network exec for early. I'm still bitter to this day over it. It's been how long? I'm so bitter.
Yes. Anyway.
Oh, but I know Lilith has no interest in Captain America, but Charlie, did you say you read Captain America 3?
Oh yes, I read Captain America and Avengers, both of which I really like. I really like Ta-Nehisi Coates' take on Avengers, or not Avengers, on
Captain America.
I really like what he's doing, how he's exploring these characters, how he is really humanizing in his own way, the people that are the villains of the piece in its story. I'm very fascinated to see where he's going with this. Is that supposed to be Warrior Woman at the end?
No, wait. I know isn't that Celine? That's Celine again at the end? Yeah, no, that. Remember, we discussed this in the first issue? That's Celine. It's like an X-Men villain.
Oh, okay. That was so long ago. That was a month ago, Phil. I barely remember these. Okay, that's a little disappointing because I got really excited. I said, wait, is that Warrior Woman? Because I'd love to, I love those callbacks to other super soldiers. But, I'm still waiting to see if, the Grand Director is the guy behind everything. Want my 50s cap back. They killed 50s Bucky. I need something.
Hey, man, you got Captain America and Black Panther versus an army of nukes.
Yes. Yeah, and that was just sad. The whole disposable nukes thing. That was kind of. I mean, really, it is very sad. This idea that they're manufacturing these clone nukes. It was just a weird take on things about although I guess it makes an interesting point about the disposability of soldiers and the way we treat our armed service people.
Thank you.
It's really. I mean, it's a great story. Like I said, I think this Ta-Nehisi Coates, he's a pretty good writer. I think this guy, might have a career in writing. But yeah, no, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It's a great story he's telling, and I look forward to it every week. I look forward to it every month. It is on my pull list. I just didn't get to the store to get it this week, but it is there waiting for me to pick up. And I did like Avengers 6. Avengers 6 was actually probably my pick.
You mean 7?
Oh, 7, yeah, with the Ghost Rider origin?
The origin of prehistoric Ghost Rider, yeah.
Well, the origin of the first Ghost Rider, yes.
Sweet Christmas. Is that a woolly mammoth?
Or are you just happy to see me?
I just love the woolly mammoth shooting the fire out of his trunk.
And the first Ghost Rider's connection to Wendigo.
Yeah, which I also found that interesting, just the idea that the Wendigo isn't a god yet, which I thought was an interesting take on the Wendigo character.
Gotta start somewhere.
It was more the Native American origin of the Wendigo than the.
Well, by the time the Native Americans came out, he's already a god. This is sort of how he gets the
they demoted him, kind of
apotheotic state, But no, it was actually really cool. It was a great take on the character, and it was just very interesting. Like I said, there's a lot going on there. Odin and the Phoenix Force showing up at the end to sort of recruit Ghost Rider into their little Avengers group. It was a nice take, and like I said, I loved Mephisto in it. That Mephisto is there at the beginning, as the big white snake. It was cool. Now, how a character in the Frozen Tundra actually knows what a snake is, we never really get that. But
maybe it's just the form Mephisto took.
Yeah.
I like the form he took. I like the form he took in Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider.
I knew it! Damn it!
Yeah. I did not get the chance to read that yet. But What happens with Mephisto and Ben Reilly's Scarlet?
Well, I remember Ben Reilly got the angel blood to save the little girl last issue, and then supposedly she comes back in time and says, "Don't give me that. It makes me immortal. I'm like hundreds of years old." But then I watch everything and everyone die. So they don't give it to her, and then Mephisto's like, "It was me, haha! I tricked you into letting her die," and then it's nuts. But it's like,
sucker!
What is Mephisto's deal with Spider-Man? What's his obsession?
He hates spiders.
Well, I'm thinking like he won that one more day deal he made with Peter Parker. He's like, I think part of the deal was he's not supposed to mess with Peter Parker anymore. But he's like, hey, give me the next best thing.
There's a couple other spider guys out there.
Yeah. Hey. Genetically,
the reason why is Peter Parker has ultimate power and ultimate responsibility. He is incorruptible, so that is all the reason he wants to corrupt. And he'd probably bother Captain America, except Captain America has too much symbolic power, and so if he goes up against the spirit of America, it gets all crazy and stuff. And also, Captain America always has to defend America against what America truly is, which Captain America is well aware of. So it's not as much fun. But Spider-Man doesn't have a totem protecting him the way that Captain America arguably might via sympathetic magic, and is incorruptible. And so every time he gets to corrupt Spider-Man, it is just a little. You gotta remember, this is what he does for a living, is corrupting souls and stealing souls. And his hope is to one day have Spider-Man of his very own.
But I don't know if I missed a story. Like at the end of Damnation, supposedly they locked Mephisto in a penthouse in Las Vegas, and like Johnny Blaze is supposedly like the new king of hell.
Yeah, that takes.
Yeah, I know. Like he wasn't gonna get out. Yeah, I know.
I mean, Strong Guy was the king of hell for a week. If you remember that from a few years back. I think that was in the Red Hulk, Red Leader run story, Thunderbolts, where they go to hell.
Always Thunderbolts.
Yeah, this was the Thunderbolts led by Thunderbolt Ross. That was a fun one.
When everyone was like Red Hulk, Deadpool, Elektra,
Red Punisher.
Yeah.
Painted the Punisher red for some reason. You know.
Well, everyone else was wearing red.
Did anybody support Alan Bunn this week with his Asgardians of the Galaxy #1? I read it. I thought it was pretty cool, but it's just not my thing necessarily. It's like too many like in space team up books for my liking. If I'm gonna do in space, I'm here for Mr. and Mrs. X. That's my space book.
Yeah, I probably am going to get that when I get to the store, just because it does have the return of Kid Loki.
Yes, spoiler alert. Piloting to the story.
Nebula. It's a good fun story, definitely.
I was thinking about picking it up. I didn't yet. I might.
You'd like it. It's definitely something you guys would like it.
And isn't that the son of Thunderstrike in there?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick it up.
But that actually raises an interesting question. Could they bring Loki back as Kid Loki in Avengers 4: Electric Lord?
They're getting all their money's worth for Tom Hiddleston. I'm just saying.
If they could do CGI stuff, I mean, maybe. I mean, you could see that those Asgardians have like a cycle of like, reincarnation. Hell, we could bring Odin back as like a young whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking that would be an interesting take. And
maybe.
And, you can still do Tom Hiddleston in there because you have the many Lokis that have ever existed, as we've seen many times in this current iteration of Lokis. That all the Lokis are there all the time.
Or he does, where he comes back.
Lokis always exist.
Or he comes back as a kid for a while, and then eventually they get their hands on that time stone and kind of age him up or something. I don't know.
Or he just was pretending to be a kid. He's like, I'm just doing this to fool you, Thor. Just like when I was a woman for a little while.
I was going to say, might as well bring him back as a woman. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Well, they're not blood related, so
Oh, good Lord.
Iris and Barry? What?
Thor and Loki are not related by blood that you know.
Not yet, anyway. Odin was a little older. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Charlie has a theory.
Well, no, but Freya's not Thor's mother. Gaia's Thor's in comic book continuity, which is why I think she went off with Laufey, because it's like, I can sleep around too. You're gonna go have your little fun with Gaia, the elder
Episode
goddess.
69.
I'm gonna go be captured. I can't see the quotes because I turned my picture up to save power on my phone. But I'm gonna go get captured by Laufey, and we'll see what happens when you get there.
How many times Lil Hellfire's done that? Go get captured.
Yeah.
No, that's the guy on the end.
No, so I think Loki is actually Freya's actual son.
Ooh.
She loves Thor because it's different for gods,
Mm-hmm.
But,
all right, one last, the one I have. I have a bunch, but I wanted to mention this one. You would think this would be a cash grab, but it actually turned out pretty good. Old Man Logan Annual 1 with Old Man Punisher.
Old Man Punisher.
Silver Surfer #1 annual was better. I'm just saying.
Oh, was it?
Does it?
Mm-hmm. Felt like a little more classic return.
Just out of curiosity, is this set in the Old Man Logan universe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is it pre-Old Man Logan, the original series by Millar?
No. Well, no, because Logan's wandering around with Banner's kid or grandkid, whatever.
Okay, because Punisher's getting really old now.
Well, that's what they said. Well, that's the thing. Punisher was even like, he's like, I can't remember. He basically has like Alzheimer's or something. He's like, I can't remember a lot of stuff, and
Napalm, Agent Orange.
Because he was pretty old in that story, but then they had a backup where it was kind of like a flashback to like the earlier few years back when he was still like running around as the gray haired temple Punisher.
Oh yeah.
Best Punisher, just saying.
That's how you age in comic books. It's
you
like
get the gray, yeah.
Normal gray hair for like 90 years, and then super old.
It was interesting in the backup.
Transitions.
In the backup story, he was when he was still kind of the Grey Temples. He was fighting the gang, the War Machines, and guess who their leader was? Charlie.
James Rhodes, Cyborg James Rhodes.
Nope, Nuke.
Oh, good old Nuke. who is a cyborg. Why not? You always hope Nuke's going to come back. These super soldiers, they come back.
Oh, yeah, of course. They keep getting rebuilt. So Silver Surfer Annual was good, Lil?
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't pick it up.
I should. I haven't picked up any Silver Surfer in a while, but...
Oh, and if you guys are Vertigo fans, I want to mention the Dreaming #1. It's in the Sandman universe #1, so that's like a big thing that they've been hyping up for a year. I liked it a lot, but I like the whole Sandman universe. So
is Neil Gaiman working on it?
No, actually, no, he's not. It's Simon Spurrier who wrote it, and Bill Quist Everly who did the artwork, and the artwork is so stunning, and the story's really good too. It mostly focuses on Dora, so if you're in that universe, you know who Dora is, and Dream, and stuff like that. So it was just it's a good read. If you're into that particular universe.
Sounds good.
Do you like the Sandman universe? Have you ever read Sandman? I know a lot of people actually have.
Oh yeah. I read some of the Sandman. I did like the original Neil Gaiman run. I like the other characters there.
I like that he actually gave somebody a chance to interpret his universe, because I find that really interesting. When people feel secure enough in what they've done to let other people run around in their universe. And I think it's going to be different, all different, segues of that whole realm that they're doing. So.
Yeah, well, not for nothing, DC's been, that is the DC universe, Death has made many appearances.
Imprint specifically, so we won't have, any of that, but...
Yeah, well, they've done the crossovers, Just like when Superman and Batman showed up in House of Mystery.
Oh, that's a good story, though. Come on.
I know, but it
does take you out of it. I do like Vertigo being its own thing and separate from DC, especially since what they did with Constantine. It's just been an utter epic fail for me. Mm. I mean, there's been okay times in the post-New 52 world, but it's never been the heights of what it was when it was solely a Vertigo property. So.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. As with anything, it's always a great idea when they first start it, and then, as it goes on, it's stories are meant to end.
See, that's the thing about Vertigo's imprint right now. They're pretty much just set at maxi series. That's the longest their stories go for now.
Yeah, but anything that's good will be brought back and brought back again and again, and it's.
As long as you have a fresh take on it, and this time it definitely feels kind of fresh. And like I said, it's that set 12 stories max kind of thing. So I think that gives a writer.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I think it gives a writer a good deadline, not a deadline, but a good goal to strive for, and they don't feel forced when you're just constantly having to churn it out month after month after month with no end in sight.
Fair enough.
Anyway, anything else?
That's all I got. If anyone else has anything.
No, I've mentioned my 4 comic books. And I wish I had gotten to Scarlet Spider, but
that's there.
Good time, and
yeah.
But I did get to see both of my Iron Fists, so happy about that.
And next week I should be able to give you a report. Hopefully, I should be able to give you a report on DC Universe, how the platform it's running smoothly.
Good luck with that.
Spoiler alert, it's probably not. It's probably going to be worse than, I don't even know. It seems pretty rushed is all that I'm going to say. So I hope all the bugs are worked out.
Mm-hmm.
DC likes to rush things. DC is not a sit and plan type of company.
And that has to change. It's,
Gotta.
They've done okay so far,
Gotta do the long game.
By the seat of your pants. You can only last for so long.
Yeah, well, it's been 80 years.
Well, they haven't always been flying by the seat of their pants. Let's not get ridiculous. They have had extreme long stretches of good fortuitous planning. Now, I don't know what happened, but they need to get back to it. Yeah. It all started in the 80s, like everything.
Superman movies.
What?
The Superman movies. Well, that started in the 80s. So. Golan Globus, man. You can't make a deal with Golan Globus and not expect to sell your soul.
Actually, in the 70s, because Lilith, should we announce that?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, it is the 40th anniversary of the first Superman movie.
Well, when is that? When is that thing?
WB version.
Is it December?
December. I want to say it's December 7th because I know it's like right around my birthday.
Because Charlie, we're talking about doing a live commentary for that first Christopher Reeve Superman movie since the 40th anniversary is coming.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
We're saying
78.
It's a good film.
In December, yeah. So
yeah, it was December. It was like a Christmas movie basically. Is when it was released in theaters. Is how I remember that people talk about it.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
December 15th.
Stay tuned for Capes and Lunatics episode in December.
Yeah, December 15th is when it came out.
It'll be the best Lex Luthors of any Lex Luthor.
Gene Hackman, yes sir.
Yeah, real estate mogul.
It wasn't a real estate mogul.
I love an evil businessman. I do.
Land.
No, he was actually, that is a really great take on him because they kind of split the difference between with what Lex Luthor became and what Lex Luthor was. Because he's not the head of LexCorp. His secret lair is literally just the fact that he could build this amazing thing cheaply underground because it was underground. And he had this plan to take over all this land. But it's not like he was, there wasn't like a Lex building anywhere that he owned or any kind of massive funds. He was clearly
just baby Trump. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my.
He was running a criminal enterprise. And
like I said, baby Trump.
Fake news.
I don't know. I don't know if I can ever associate Lex Luthor with Donald Trump. I think
I do love you.
Insulting to Lex Luthor. And,
I agree.
And quite frankly, too congratulatory to Donald Trump. So.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't know how many times I've actually seen the first Superman. I think it's like literally probably over 100 times. And I have the like limited. I think I have every single director's cut edition. Like, yeah, I love that movie.
So,
it doesn't hold up, but I love it.
So December, you'll be getting a live commentary from us. Our Christmas present to you.
I hope Ty can make it.
Yes, and so we're giving you a couple months heads up. So send us your thoughts on the Superman movie. We'll read your emails, play your voicemails,
and find the director's cut. Donner cuts are always so much better. I'm just saying.
Oh, we'll have to agree on what cut to watch, I guess.
The original theatrical release.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah. I think that'd be the easiest for everybody to find. But if you can find like any of the director's cuts with commentary, it definitely informs you a little bit better. And it also like which one is it? I can't remember which one it is. Where they really it's after Christopher Reeves was died. They did a director's cut, and they give you a little more tidbit about him and stuff. I have to like find that one, but yeah. Anyway, some shameless plugs, Philip.
All right, everyone. It's like we said, so you can send us your thoughts on that. Send us your thoughts on anything you've heard today. capesandlunatics@gmail.com, facebook.com/capesandlunatics, @capeslunatics on Twitter, Capes and Lunatics on Instagram, and the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Yeah, stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. Like we said, the Superman commentary in December.
The return of the Arrowverse. It's like what, 4 nights?
Yeah, well, yeah, I forget how many different weeks that is.
Tuesday.
But we'll have specials on that. We're gonna have starting in November. We'll have a monthly Captain Marvel special for a couple months. Get you people up to speed. Even Shazam, because he was known as Captain Marvel. Because Lilith Hellfire demanded it.
I didn't want him to feel left out.
And even fans of the Quantum Zone in January. What is January into mystery? You will find out.
Ooh.
And
sparkly tentacles.
Oh, and in December, Quantum Zone. What is the Hulk-a-day? Your holiday special? You'll find out.
Ooh, y'all are gonna be busy little people.
Quantum tentacles.
That's right. So follow us, Capes and Lunatics, Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks, and Miss Lilith Hellfire, putting it all out there on Main Street. Where can people get a hold of you?
If you want to know where you can buy the best push-up bras, at Lilith Hellfire for everything Smallville and Superman related. You can find me at Savory Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram.
If that doesn't get us YouTube subscribers, I don't know what will. If you only listen to the podcast...
If you're porn stars, come on. It doesn't even matter if you're like a famous cam girl. Just come on. We'll talk to you on Wade's World.
Remember, Capes and Lunatics 69. Check it out on YouTube. Lilith Hellfire's push-up bra.
A mess.
All right.
Did we lose him?
Daphne Rosen is an X-Men fan, so...
Really?
That's what she says, so... You might be able to get her in to talk about comic books.
X-Men? Now that's right up my alley.
Yeah.
2 porn stars talking comics. Hey, now. All right. So, Charlie Esser, where can people talk to you?
And I was not a porn star, Phil.
I meant Lilith.
No, we were talking about Charlie. Let's just be
honest. Let's be honest here. I'm the only one here who's done,
I know, tasteful nudity. I know.
Not so tasteful. But...
Always tasteful. Yeah. Mine was tasteful.
Intrinsic to the plot.
It's always intrinsic. You can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way. If you'd like, free live nudes, you can write to me
That's what she said, literally.
at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet, not porn, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Cloak and Dagger and other things that are coming back like Gotham. At Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEsser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing! He waited.
There we go.
It took a second. Sometimes the button's slow, man.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Blame the button. So, poor workman who blames his tools, Phil.
That's what she said.
Oh, finally! I was waiting on it. I was going to say, we don't have it. That's what she said moment.
Charlie Esser, you dirty slut. Anyway. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. The 69 is over. Go home.
Episode 169.
Anyway, for another week, we have been the Capes.
Ampersand.
The Lunatics.
And her being all subtle.
Good music.
Yes. You love our Mikey Flash music. Yes, we're quiet, little hellfire. Checking out porn.
I actually am. Shush.
Oh!
I was looking up Daphne Rosen's Twitter, actually.
Okay. Daphne Rose.
Peace out. Good night.